listening to their parents at that point in time when they were sitting there arguing, and at that point in time they were causing division because one blamed the other and the other, and they saw this division. And next thing you know, what did Cain do when he got jealous of Abel? Oh, y'all not hear what I'm saying? Come on. And from looking at what they could have saw from Adam and Eve, Cain says, well, since my mom and my dad sometimes show division, it must be okay for me to show division with my own brother. The decisions that you make can affect those who care about you, those who are around you, your kids, your grandchildren. Look at this as I move on to my next point. We must be faithful regardless of our family situation. Now, nowhere in the scripture does it say that there was anything going on in Joshua's family. But let me tell you something about my family. I keep it real. I can rarely think of a time when there is absolutely nothing going on in my family. There is always something. I mean, it may not be big, but it's something. So there may have been something going on in Joshua's family. But regardless of what it may have been, he was faithful regardless of the situation. Why? Because through it all, he knew he had what would keep his family together. Oh, y'all not hear what I'm saying? He said, I can face whatever I got to face because I have what's going to keep my family, come on somebody, together. You see, well, watch this, y'all. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. You see, the yellow is the Lord. The yellow is Jesus. He's the glue. Joshua and his wife and their kids. You, your wife, and your kids. Jesus holding things together. Joshua knew that he had Jesus and he had the Lord holding his family together so he can face any situation. You see, watch this. Joshua could have had some off-the-wall kids. Watch this. But because of the Lord being love and love being patient, he could get through. Oh, y'all not hear what I'm saying? Y'all not. Because he knew the Lord and he knows that the Lord equals love. And according to the scripture, love is patient. See, he understood that kids are going to make mistakes. Kids aren't perfect. Kids are going to do some stupid things in life. Just think about what you did when you were younger. But he knew he could get through. See, you know why he wasn't scared is because he had Jesus in the midst. Watch this. And although you had this one kid pulling and pulling and pulling, it could not break the bond of Jesus in the midst. So he wasn't worried. My kid may want to be pulling this way, but we are still standing strong and not going no. Y'all not hear what I'm saying. Come on, somebody. You see, Joshua's house served the Lord. Watch this. In other words, he solved his family issues by looking through the lens of the word. Everything that may came about or everything that comes up about in your family, we need to solve it through the lens of the word. The word gives us direction of how to handle and the proper way to handle things. You see, watch this. We run into problems when we bypass the word to deal with situations in the family. You see, when we see a situation go and we got the word right there, but we bypass it to go deal with the situation. Come on, somebody. We end up making bad decisions, end up doing things we shouldn't have done. Matter of fact, we end up piling more and more stuff than what it would have been if you just went to the word first. Because what happens is you now pile all this stuff up, and don't you know you eventually say, Lord, I need you. Well, God says, well, if you'd have just came in the first place and just looked through the word, you wouldn't have all that extra stuff that you now have. Looking through the lens of the word. You know, as I think about kids, and I'm going to bring my son up here. I tell him he's going, and he usually practices with me. But Isaiah, come here. As I think about glue, there's this glue called PSA glue. It's pressure sensitive glue. And what happens is if you have the adhesive and you have the adherent, and the adhesive, the molecules are moving fast, but the adherent, the molecules aren't moving at all. But it has enough resistance that when they come together, it just stops and it bonds and creates a strong bond. You see, sometimes your kids are going crazy and going all crazy and everything else. And they're that adhesive. But sometimes you just need to go up to your son or your daughter and say, I'm holding you and I'm not letting you go. I'm creating a bond. So that when you need something, I'm right here. Oh, come on, somebody. You may be going all over, but I'm staying right here. Oh, y'all not hear what I'm saying. I'm not letting you go. I'm not letting you falter. You can go sit down. Pressure. Sensitive. You know, it could be very easy for us to look at our family background and make excuses for what we are. Let me say that again. It can be very easy for us, and some of us do it, to look at our family background and make excuses for what we are. Watch this. My parents are divorced. I can't help but being this way. I was an abused child. My father was an alcoholic. And the list goes on. And here you go and you say, and this is why I am the way I am. Now, I'm not doubting. And God knows that you may have had some hard times. But now it's your choice what you will make of it. Because if you just sit down and lay down and want to continue to have a pity party, then you're going to have a pity party your whole life. But you only get one shot at this thing called life. So at one point in time, you got to say, I'm tired of being where I am because of my past, but it's time for me to stand up and start making something good out of my life. Watch this, y'all. I am not going to let my past determine my future. You know, as I look at Joseph, as I look at Joseph, look at Joseph. Joseph was hated amongst his brothers. They couldn't stand Joseph because he was the favorite. And so what did they do is they dug this pit and they threw him in a pit. All of his brothers walking around, I can see him laughing. Now what you gonna do, Joseph? And then they saw these people coming and they sold Joseph so he can clearly get out. And they went back and told their father and said, Joseph, he died. And Joseph went and was sold. And when Joseph, look at all the situations going on in Joseph's life. Imagine your own siblings getting rid of you. Imagine your own siblings selling you. And then he went and came to the land, and then he was accused for rape. He was thrown into jail for years and years and years. Now, Joseph could have just sat down and gave up and quit or anything, but Joseph did not. Joseph kept his faith in God. Joseph did not allow the things that happened in his past to mess up his future. As a matter of fact, if you go to the end of the scripture, it says, I can see Joseph now looking at Satan, because this is what it says. It says, what you meant for evil, what you meant for bad, did nothing but turned out for good. Oh, y'all not hear what I'm saying? There are some people in your life, and maybe some family members, that will try to ruin your life and mess it all up. But understand that a lot of times that what they meant to hurt you, what they meant for you to stay down, did nothing but to turn out for good. Joshua prevailed. Oh, I'm coming home, but now look here. It was important that Joshua had the Lord in his house. That was the glue. That kept the bond. Look, watch this, y'all. There are websites, and I know because I checked. There are websites on the internet that are specifically designed to give you information on how to separate something that has been glued together. Y'all didn't get that. There are websites on the internet that are specifically designed, that's all it's there for, to give you information on how to separate something that has been glued together. Okay, well, let me put something on you. There is an evil one out there by the name of Satan who is searching for something to separate your family that has been glued and bonded together. He is looking everywhere and trying everything to have your family separated. Matter of fact, he will give you he'll give you a false cause. I'll show you what I'm talking about. He will pretend, got to be careful of them false prophets. He will pretend and maybe try to look like Jesus. And you may hook yourself up, but you better watch, because under pressure, you just come apart. And you got to watch out, because Satan is tricky. Come on, Satan is a liar. Satan's a player. Satan will tell you what you want to hear to get what he wants. Oh, come on, somebody. I know I got some players out there saying, yeah, that's what he does. Watch this. And if your family is not glued by Jesus, you are at a greater risk for having that bond pulled apart. Now watch this. For those families that are glued together by Jesus, Satan is not dumb. Satan knows that the only way to separate you is for you to take the Jesus out of your family. Satan knows that as long as you have Jesus in your family will be bonded together. See, he knows that he can't do nothing with Jesus. So what he tries to do is trick you so you will take the Jesus out of your family. Y'all not hear what I'm saying? Out of your family. But let me show you how he does it. I'm going to end it. This is when Satan will throw a storm at you like no other. You see, what is a storm? A storm brings clouds. Storm brings thunder. Storm brings lightning and rain. And a storm is dreary. You see, that's the same thing he does. Think about the storm out there and think about the storm in your life. This is what Satan does. He brings this storm. And when you have this storm over you and you feel all this pressure, what he's trying to let you do is he's trying to make you forget that although you got all these clouds out, he's trying to disguise, he's trying to hide the sun. Y'all not hear what I'm saying? He's trying for you. Sometimes he'll hold you so far